Hey, shalom, shalom, all praises, honor, glory goes to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahushai, Bahashem, Rachak, Wadash. Double honors to the apostles, Elder Bishop, the Great Millstone, who rule well. Peace and blessings to you fellow brothers pushing this word in truth and sincerity. It's your Chanak coming back with another lesson through the spirit and power of Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahushai, Bahashem, Rachak, Wadash. Shalom, shalom to the Lord's elect. This will be a in transit lesson, kind of impromptu. The spirit just hit me. I just got finished talking with a brother, and this whole day I didn't really have. I was just trying to, the spirit wasn't really hitting me. Nothing really, stuck. I was probably going to end up just turning on the recorder and just speaking. If the spirit was on me to do that, but the spirit hit me, and the spirit is on me, and I even got a title. It can change a little bit. But I'll title it, Every Israelite Should Have Working Knowledge of Herbs and the Diet. Something like that. I'm gonna work that out. So every Israelite, you Israelites waking up to the fact that you're an Israelite, great, beautiful. You knowing that you are the Most High's chosen people. You understanding you got to keep the commandments to the best of your ability, the faith in Yahushua. Yeah, you got to have that's the foundation. Okay, but there's times where you need to you got to be a little bit more mature, especially when it comes. Ain't nobody honking at me, bro. You got to be a little bit more mature when it comes to the diet and the different issues you have in the body. You got a lot of Israelites that depend on Esau's medical industry, okay, for healing. All right, and then also that don't even understand the diet or know certain things are bad for them, but are given into the flesh. So, like I said, every Israelite should have working knowledge of the herbs and the diet, at least. These are the basics. Now, this is the definition for working knowledge. Okay, this is skillsforchange.com. I just typed this in, working knowledge. It says having a working knowledge of a specific subject or skill means possessing enough understanding to perform tasks or duties effectively without being an expert on the topic. Right, you don't have to be an expert on the topic of herbal remedies, right? The scriptures speak about the medicines out of the earth, but there's an actual skill that comes with using it, because you use the particular remedy, and certain times you have success, but then other times you won't have success because maybe you need a little bit more deeper knowledge, or you're not really doing it the right way. It could be a number of things. I'm not going to really go into that topic, but as far as the diet and the herbs, you should at least have working knowledge. I mean, you possess enough skills. Say you have a cough, you possess enough skills to deal with that cough. Okay, like you got garlic. Garlic is a respiratory herb, as well as what they call a natural antibiotic. Onion, there's ancient remedies of onion to deal with a cough. Pineapple can help with a cough, but see, having a working knowledge of that is like, okay, look, let me do this. But what will happen, Jake? You wake up to the truth, you wake up to the knowledge, and then you just, if it's not against the law, so you taking Pepto-Bismol, you taking cough syrup, and all these things are actually harming you. Or even your diet, your diet is all messed up. You should be eating better, which we're in hell. But at least have working knowledge of what's good and what's not. Okay, and apply that, because you can know all these things. How many things do we know and don't apply? Right? There's a difference. This is Sirach 30:25. A cheerful and good heart will have a care of his meat. Excuse me, I'm driving. Give me a second. It says a cheerful and good heart will have a care of his meat and diet. Okay, and the word diet in the Greek, it's Greek and Latin, means way of life. So this goes into of course, your meat, but also the other things that you're doing. Are you getting a little bit of exercise? Are you at least walking? Are you getting out in the sun? You being in a house that plays, always in a house with artificial light, that plays, there's a lot of functions that your body needs in the sun. There's many benefits in the sun, okay, that you need to go outside. Depression is a big one. Okay, even digestive issues, you getting sick a lot. Immunity, a lot of immunity comes from the rays of the sun. Okay, a lot of hormones come from the rays of the sun. So are you at least going outside? Are you at least walking, getting fresh air? Are you at least drinking water? You're dehydrated. You're not drinking water. Jake don't drink water. You see what I'm saying? You're having digestive discomforts. Are you taking any digestive herbs? It's as simple as that. It's as simple as going on Google, doing a little bit of research, looking into some natural ways of handling a particular issue, and then applying that, praying with prayer, applying that, and then you can go from there. And then you just you start trying other things, and you find out what works and what doesn't work. That's having at least a working knowledge. But what happens is something happens, and then you go to Esau Edom. He want to cut you open. Okay, your diet is all messed up, which is why you're acidic. Okay, you're highly acidic. You have a lot of mucus in the body. You probably have candida, yeast. You could have mold, bacteria in your body, parasites. Okay. At least have working knowledge. You're gonna have care coming into this truth. Let me get another scripture. Reframe. Let me see if I spell that right. Give me a second. Coming into this truth is not just knowing that you're an Israelite. Now you gotta apply. God damn it. Okay, see, that's the spirit. I clicked it. Right? That was the spirit. Not just knowing that you're Israelite, but you gotta apply what is being an Israelite. You gotta know how to eat, especially being under the captivity that we're in. You can't be ignorant. The scriptures speak about not being ignorant, not being ignorant in a small matter or a great. We might get that, might not, but I basically paraphrased it, quoted it. You can't be. I just don't know. I don't know. I don't know about anything. Okay, ultimately, the grace of Yahushai is going to cover us, but that's not an excuse for ignorance. Okay, Ecclesiastes, at least you should have a working knowledge of these basic things. We're coming into a time where which the Most High is going to work everything out, but we're in a time at least you have practical knowledge of how to deal with at least minor things, cuts, scrapes. Digestive issue, small digestive discomfort. Oh, you got brothers and sisters are constipated, right? But guaranteed you're dehydrated. So that's one thing. You're dealing with constipation. At least number one thing is you need to start getting hydrated. So you need to be drinking lots of water, lemon water, and then acid would help break things up. That's one that will help on top of the different other remedies that you're going to do. So you got to tackle the dehydration in the body. So you got to make sure, okay, I need to drink so many ounces of water. Let me start with 32 ounces of water daily, a little bit of lemon water. You got a little bit of you could do a couple ounces of aloe vera. You got to do this for a couple of months. Okay, things are not going to reverse overnight. This is not, because you'll do a stronger laxative and it might work for a day or two, but then it comes back. Because it's not a acute issue, it's a chronic issue. You gotta at least have some type of working knowledge on that. You gotta educate yourself on these things and then apply yourself. Sirach 18 and 30. Go not after thy lust, but refrain thyself from thine appetites. Especially when it comes to the diet. I was just talking to a brother like, bro, I would love to be just eating meats and lamb and the dainty things. I would love it. I love it just as much as anybody else, right? The cakes and the cookies, and who doesn't? But that's pleasing the flesh. And is that beneficial to your spirit? A lot of Israelites are just living in you woke up to the fact you're an Israelite, but you're still living in the flesh. And not only that, because certain individuals, they can eat, have a so-called bad diet and they're relatively okay. But then there's individuals to where you can't do that. You can't be indulgent in these things. These things actually affect you. So you have to do something about it. But you continue to go to it because, it's comfort. If thou givest but this is what the scriptures say, but if thou givest thy soul the desires that please her, see, there's always a fight between the flesh and the spirit, especially when it comes to food. And also understanding that your food is defiled. And that certain foods, as you were able to digest them when you were younger, now they're detrimental to you. You got to cut that out. You got to find, okay, what's going on? At least this is not about being an expert in the diet. You got people that are experts in the diet, that they just know the diet, or experts in herbs. You don't have to be an expert in these things. You got to at least have some practical knowledge of how to apply some basic principles of herbal medicine. Okay, the medicines out of the earth, as the Most High told us to use. Okay, and how to manipulate the diet so you can stop having certain issues. One thing is eating too late. You got to have discipline. Okay, I need to cut out. I need to stop eating at a particular time. It's hard, but you continue to keep working at it. That's knowledge that everybody knows, but everybody does not apply it because it's hard. And I get it, but you just keep doing it. That's the thing. You keep perfecting that skill, that you keep practicing it. Okay, if thou givest thy soul the desires that please her, she will make thee a laughing stock to thy enemies that malign thee. And look at Jake. Our people, they're totally given into the flesh, and they're encouraged by their enemies. Okay, when Jake is a wino, an alcoholic, and he's at the liquor store with the Arabs or the Koreans, do they say, hey, bro, you need to stop drinking. You need to stop giving in to the bottle. Do they say that? Do they say that to Jake, the wino? Or do they keep selling them the drugs? It's a drug. It's a drug to that individual. Do they keep selling? Do they try to get him help? Absolutely not. So you become a laughing stock. See, look at these niggas. Look at they drink. But hold it on. You giving your neighbor drink. Literally. But also figuratively or spiritually, that happens as well. All right. This society is set up for you to give in to pleasure. You as an Israelite, you have to refrain yourself from your appetites. And then sometimes you indulge a little bit. Not too much. Right? Maybe you have a little muffin. I'm not telling nobody how to eat. You're going to eat. You're going to do what you want to do. I'm just, the Spirit's on me, because a lot of issues could be resolved just if you had some working knowledge of your diet and the different herbal medicines, right? And understanding, okay, there especially grains, having some understanding of the grains that you really should be consuming more of, the different meats you should consume more of, and then stay away from certain cuts of meats or the excess. A lot of times it's because of excess. Take not pleasure in much good cheer, neither be tied to the expense thereof. And that kind of goes into something else. Let me give me a second. Let me see, what is that other scripture? Bear with me. Give me a second. Okay. They should be. This is Sirach 31. Okay, the next chapter over. We all suffer with sleep issues. I mean, we're in a fucked up situation. But again, that should not deter you from having some working knowledge of these basic things. You should know how to eat. You should know, I can't eat too much of this. I gotta stay away from that white bread. You should know white bread is a killer. You should know that. You should know white bread is a killer. You should know white rice is a killer. Okay? You should know processed sugar is a killer. You should know about the different chemicals. You should know that you shouldn't be eating natural flavors. You should know that you should damn near really shouldn't be eating no processed foods. You eating bagels. You gotta find good quality. If you gonna eat a bagel, you gotta go to a bakery where it bakes fresh, where it's fresh. It uses a starter. But you gotta understand that at least. Okay? But you give in, just get the bread from the store, you jacked up, you sick, you don't know what it is. I'm eating healthy. As an Israelite, you also supposed to wake up to understanding the diet. You supposed to know, you supposed to have some working knowledge. Okay? You got to have some working knowledge of the diet, what the foods that you should be eating. Okay, you should be living a healthy lifestyle. You should not be ignorant, which means not to know of any of these matters. These are really important matters. Okay? You always got headaches. Why? Have you asked yourself why? This is Sirach 31. Let me see. And 19. A very little is sufficient for a man well nurtured, and he fetcheth not his wind short upon his bed. Right? You don't when you get disciplined in your diet, you actually realize you don't need a lot of food. Right? But if you're in the flesh, which a lot of that is parasites, and I've been speaking about parasites for a while. I haven't did no official video on it, but you should do a parasite cleanse. A herb that you can do daily, a parasite cleanse, is garlic. Raw garlic. Oh, I don't like garlic. Oh, okay, well, hey, do another clove. There you go. I don't like. You got oregano. You see what I'm saying? These are all anti-parasitic herbs. There's an herb for everything, but it's about using it how to use it practically. Well, you should at least know that. What if there's a time where is a simple thing that you just needed garlic, or you just needed lemon, you needed ginger. That's all you needed. Not one application, but maybe you needed a couple of weeks on it. Maybe you needed 3 months on garlic and ginger and red onions to help reverse whatever issue that you're dealing with. Maybe that's all that you needed. And then some manipulations in your diet, getting hydrated, But that's having working knowledge. That's having a practical knowledge. That's not you being an expert. That's the point. Okay? Sound sleep cometh of moderate eating. So right there, not getting good sleep. One cause of not getting good sleep is you're not eating in moderation. He riseth early, and his wits are with him. Your mind is with you. Okay? I dealt with brain fog for a long time. That's nothing to play with. Okay? And we still suffer a lot of these things because there's so many toxins in America, and ultimately, Yahweh Shai is going to come with them healing in his wings. Nevertheless, you still should have some working knowledge of the things to do and what not to do. And try to apply those things to the best of your ability. You coming to this knowledge. You waking up to this knowledge. When you wake up to the knowledge, you also wake up on how to eat. Okay? Like me, all of us coming into the truth, depending on, You had a bad diet. I remember I was eating McDonald's, Burger King, KFC. You know, we was in the world. You didn't fucking know any better. But then when you start getting deeper into this knowledge, you come in like, nah, I can't eat that shit. That's literally poison. You get out of the flesh. But you're in the flow. It tastes good. Nah. Just because it tastes good don't mean it's good for you. So you must come out of that. You got to have at least working knowledge of these different foods and why they're bad for you and why they're good for you as well. Okay, you don't have to be an expert, but that's part of being an Israelite. You gotta know this. You just can't just pick up. You got the grocery store. You just picking up shit because you want to pick it up because you've been eating that for years. Nah, you gotta be transformed. Okay, you gotta be transformed. By the scripture say, Romans 12, transformed by the renewing of your mind. So this thing, you got to be renewed. You just can't come in and do the same bullshit, eating the same bullshit diet. Let's just be honest. Most Jake's diet is bullshit, and then you got all type of problems. You know what to do. See, it's not even. I'll say that it's not even. You don't know what to do. You don't apply it. You must apply these things. This truth is about applying the knowledge, not just knowing the knowledge. James spoke about being a doer of the word and not a hearer only. This is part of it. You must understand your diet, especially Israelite man. I'm more so talking about the Israelite man, but the woman as well. The woman should have some working knowledge of the different herbal medicines around them you get at the grocery store. How to make a salve, how to make a cough syrup, how to make a concoction when your child gets sick, when you get sick. Okay, you gotta know these things as an Israelite. You don't have to be an expert, but you gotta have at least some working knowledge of it. Okay, this is the point of the video. Don't be ignorant. Let me get that. Let me finish this, and I'm gonna get that scripture. Let me read it. Sound sleep cometh of moderate eating. So you got to get that gluttonous spirit off of you. Okay? He riseth early and his wits are with him. Your mind is with you. But the pain of watching and choler and the pains of the belly are with an insatiable man. So you got all these pains, stomach pains, head pains, liver issues, right? Guaranteed your diet is fucked up. And I'm just going, it is what it is. That's just what it is. Okay, you're probably dehydrated more so. We all probably have levels of dehydration, heavy metals. I remember the Apostle Tahar was talking about, he been talking about cilantro for shit since really been on YouTube. I remember back shit hella years ago about detoxing heavy metals. And the goal is just to have a little bit every day to build it into your diet. Right? He was just going into cilantro, how it can help out the eyes. Okay? More other brothers are going to be deeper into it, and that's fine. That's not the point of this video. You need to get you you should have a herbal medicine book. You should have one. You should have a herbal medicine remedy book. And you should start applying some of those remedies. All you got to do is apply the remedy. A lot of times the remedy actually works. You just have to apply the remedy. It's longer than allopathic medicine. It's not the concept of healing is all messed up due to Esau Edom. You think you're supposed to take a pill once or two times and you're just supposed to be healed. Okay? That's it on that. Let me bring this out. Let me find out where that scripture is at. Okay. Sirach 15 and 5. Bear with me. Be not ignorant of anything in a great matter or a small. See? So you being ignorant to the diet and how foods react to your body. Okay, that's wicked. You gotta actually know. Okay, you just can't just be eating bullshit. You eating out all the time. Okay? And then you're gonna wonder why you're sick. That doesn't make any sense. You gotta be able to add these things up. Okay? It's directly tied to the things. It's directly tied to your lifestyle, your diet. Now, of course, even if you have an impeccable diet, demons are still gonna mess with you. You're still gonna have issues. That's not the point. We already know that you're gonna catch hell regardless. Nevertheless, a lot of it is self-inflicted, and let me bring this out. Why Jake is destroyed. What was that, Hosea? Was it Hosea or Amos? I always get it mixed up. Bear with me. Bear with me. Hosea 4 and 6. My people are destroyed for lack of knowledge. See? What did our ancestors do? Oh, another prime example that we can glean out of the scriptures is what Daniel did. You don't gotta become plant-based like what Daniel did. You don't gotta do all that. The point of this video really is to encourage and to exhort to have some care of your diet and to know the foods that you're putting in your mouth and your family's mouth. And believe you, man, it's hard. It's damn near impossible. Breaking Jake off of these foods because we're addicted to them. But you know what? Guess what? And more so the Israelite man. To hell with that. Okay? Paul spoke about that. How all things are lawful, but he would not be brought under the power of any. So to hell with that excuse of I'm addicted to these foods. The foods are fucking killing you. And you gotta know which ones are killing you. You should have some working knowledge on that, and then you should apply what you gotta apply. That's the point. We just read the scripture, be not ignorant in any small matter or great. And you know what? I get it too. You know, we're in hell. But again, that's still not an excuse. You still gotta apply yourself. Maybe you fell, keep falling. The righteous man get it back up 7 times. So don't just say, well, I can't do it. Keep working at it. Okay? We can deal with somebody like that's gonna keep working at it. You still messing up on it, but you keep working at it. That's the point. All hope is not lost when we're dealing with Yahweh Bashem Yahushai and just pray. Okay? My people are destroyed for lack of knowledge, but the rest of our people, they're completely destroyed because they don't follow the dietary laws, and that's just the start of it. So they all over the place. Jay eating pork, shrimp, lobster, crab, kangaroo, ostrich. But then they're all messed up with, eating Oreos. You shouldn't be eating no goddamn Oreos. If you're gonna eat a cookie, you eat the best cookie. Shit. The best cookie with the best ingredients. And if it got fucked up ingredients, then you just don't eat it. You learn how to make a cookie with the good ingredients that's going to be for your body. But see, that's extra work and it's not convenient. Well, that's how Esau got you. He got you because it's convenient. See? My people are destroyed for lack of knowledge. Okay, and the knowledge of diet is you got to have that knowledge. Okay? You know, and in certain brothers, they're not, certain individuals, certain brothers, few sisters, they're, you know, their diet is not really bad per se, and I mean, everybody could be eating better, but more so individuals that the diet is actually killing you. You see what I'm saying? There's a difference where, you know, you should be eating better. You probably do have a little bit of issues, not that bad. But then there's other individuals where the diet is actually fucking you up. You know, you gotta put in more effort. You gotta refrain even more. That's more so to you. Okay, you can't look at the next individual, because that is rejected knowledge. I will also reject thee. So what does Jake do? They line up to Esau Edom. In his ass, he gonna fuck you up. He gonna cut you open. He gonna gut you. I've never seen it. I've never seen anybody go into the hospital and come out whole. I've never seen it. Now, at least they, you know, what Esau is good at, he's good at emergency. What do they call? How do they call it? Emergency medicine or something like that. I forget the medical term. Okay. But he's good at, you know, if you got shot, he can give you some drugs to, you know, take away the pain. He can cut you open. He can sew back a organ. You see what I'm saying? He can put a bone back in place, right? He can do certain like surgeries that are like, you know, that you actually need in an emergency case. You know, you broke your arm or something. You know, he can mend you up. But as far as actually reversing the actual disease, his system is not set up for that. It's directly designed, especially towards your Israelites, to basically kill you. Okay, and you keep going to this damn devil, and part of that is because you don't even have any working knowledge of the herbal medicine. You don't, and I get it. We just coming back to, you know, this knowledge. So, I mean, this is what we're learning. Okay, but now that you know, you should know. See what I'm saying? Now that you know, you should start applying it. You got issues where you got respiratory issues, where there's certain, I just named 2 herbs, garlic and onion. Respiratory issues, you have something called fire cider. Apple cider vinegar is a good medicine to be using daily. You see what I'm saying? You got thyme, you got mint, you got oregano, you got fennel. Fennel seed is a great digestive aid if you're bloating. You can make fennel tea daily, and you drink that daily. You can drink 3 cups daily to start helping moving gas. It's called carminative. Start moving gas out of the body if you're dealing with bloating, to help with your digestion. So there's so many remedies out there in front of us, but see, you lack the knowledge. So you go to Esau. That's what our people do. And then you being an Israelite, you should have some common knowledge of how to deal with, you know, superficial, you know, even chronic issues, really, to be honest. But there's certain individuals that have like that physician spirit on them, where you'll go to, right? But you have individuals that they don't want to go through with the protocol because if they don't get the healing, you know, when they want it. But that's another. I'm not gonna go too deep into that. Okay, because it ultimately is really all about faith. It says, because thou hast rejected knowledge, I will also reject thee, that thou shalt be no priest to me, seeing thou hast forgotten the law of thy God, I will also forget thy children. All right, so I'm gonna close it there. As, I guess, you know, kind of like a rant, kind of came into a rant, but really, you know, just exhorting. You really should actually have some working knowledge. I read you the definition of working knowledge. You don't have to be an expert, but you should know this is good for that, that is good for this. And you should start applying. You should get you a remedy book, and then you should start applying those remedies on yourself first before you start actually saying what's good for somebody else. Okay. So until next time, and clean up your diet. Until next time, shalom to the elect.